Hi guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. We are here for another one of our mass making sessions, and today what I thought we could do is make these fantastic little pockets that I saw on Rachel over at Roxy Creations channel. She did it recently as one of her Roxy's weekly challenge videos. So yeah, I've brought along a whole bundle of papers and I thought let's have a go at doing some of those. So I'm going to use a variety of things that have been coffee dyed on the back, printed on the back. Oops, not that one. I thought it had. And plain on the back. The ones that are plain on the back I will probably reinforce with book page. So if you're going to be joining me, you're going to need obviously, some papers. I've brought a selection along. Bone folder, scissors and some glue. I think that's kind of pretty much it really for this. Yeah, and then some bits to decorate, I guess. So I think these are the basic things that you're going to need to make them. So I'm just going to put these onto my lap and then we can get on and kind of make the first one. So I've just kind of dragged them onto my lap randomly. So let's, straight away get started and use this sheet of paper. So for my pockets, I probably don't want them the whole size of an A4 sheet, if you see what I mean. So I'm going to cut it down approximately a third. Like that. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over. Now I'm doing this because I want it to be up the right way, if you see what I mean. So turn it over like that. And then just bring your pocket up like that. Okay. Squish that down with your bone folder. And then what you're going to do, now Rachel, I noticed when she made hers, she didn't make them all like equal because we're going to fold them over. She didn't do them all like that. She did them at random places, which I thought was rather nice. So I'm going to kind of follow her lead, I think, and do mine a bit more random like that as well. So again, just fold it over like that with your bone folder. Now I'm just going to trim my edge down here so as I've got a neater edge going on. Oops. Like that. Okay, and then all you're going to do is take your what's going to be your flap and you're going to fold that down like that. So that's going to be like your kind of envelope closure, if you like, and you're just going to then squish that down like that. Okay, and then what you want to do is just go in here to the fold line, cut it out at an angle as if it were, a corner. And then you can take that corner, a bit like we do when we make tags, to get the even looking flap. So you're just going to take that across to your corners like that. Oops. And then like that one. Okay. And that's it. That's all there is to these. I mean, they're super, super, super simple, but really, really, really gorgeous, aren't they? So this one here is in copy paper thickness. So, I mean, that's probably fine. I always feel a little bit nervy when things are just copy paper thickness because I'm very clumsy. So I always worry that I'm actually going to, rip things. So it's up to you, really. But of course, what you could do is reinforce, for instance, with some book page. So here, I'm just going to take this book page, just going to cut it in half. In my case, just going to tear it in half. And then all I'm going to do is just glue that on, not very far down really, but just, far enough like that. Okay, and actually I'm just going to cut that in here so as we have all text going on. Okay, and just glue that in like that. Okay, and then let me just grab my wipe. Okie dokie. Like that. And again, grab my glue spreader. Just spread that glue around like that. Okay, so all I'm doing is basically reinforcing that so it's stronger. Okay, so that's my first side, and then you want to obviously do exactly the same on your other side. So again, just cut that down on the text, and then again just glue that down like that across the flap, like that. Okay. Like that. Whoops. And then just take your glue spreader again, spread that glue out. Okay. Like that. Okay, and then we're just going to mop that up like that and across here, and then we can just trim around there. Like I say, I mean, you don't have to do this, to be honest. I'm just never very confident of my, you know, my not tearing abilities. So for me, I just feel more comfortable if it's slightly thicker and reinforced. But, you know, if you don't feel that you need to reinforce it, then of course don't reinforce it. Okay. And, you know, it's going to depend on the thickness of your paper as well. Because, I mean, I've got some other thicker papers here, which, of course, I'm not going to reinforce. It's just, this is just copy paper thickness, which to me feels pretty flimsy. And just knowing, you know, how rubbish I am and how clumsy I am, you know, there's a possibility that I would end up tearing it. So, you know, for me, it's just a sort of protection mechanism to reinforce it. Okay, so that's that. And then just make sure that's really nicely glued. Okay, and then going along where my folds were again, just kind of press that back down on the folds. Just noticed a very wonky edge here, so yeah, just, oh my goodness, a couple of wonky edges, right? And then we go up here like that. Okay, and then all we're going to do is obviously glue our pockets down along here, and then along on the outer edge of each, you know, each side. Fold that up like that. Squish it down like that. Okay. And again, you know, you might want to reinforce maybe this side so that your pocket's reinforced as well. Again, just completely up to you, you know, just do what you feel is going to work for you. And then that's your pockets there. And then you have a little fold over kind of booklet-y thing going on. They're super cute, aren't they? Really, really, really nice pockets. And I've never seen these before, actually. So, yeah, thank you so much, Rachel. If you stumble across this video, absolutely brilliant pockets. Never seen them before. Really, really cool and really quite easy, which, you know, all of those things are just up my street. So thank you so much. So that's one done. And yeah, I mean, they're pretty quick, as you can see. And that one, I mean, we mucked about kind of reinforcing it and everything, and still it was pretty quick. So, you know, really not too bad at all. So again, going to take some, you know, copy paper thickness. This is just one of the ones from when I was making my Savile Row kit, one of the offcuts. So I'm going to do exactly the same. Whoops. Again, trying to kind of go with the paper like upside down so that actually I can get it the right way up, if that makes sense. You know, the text and everything the right way up. So again, just squish that down across there. Like that. So for this one, I'll just kind of show you what I meant by reinforcing it along here. So what you could do, I mean, it's a bit of a shame that this is not quite long enough, to be honest. But, you know, I mean, it's not, again, the end of the world, really. But, well, actually, as it's not long enough, I'm going to do it a different way. So, right, we're going to fold this in like that. Okie dokie. So again, then just get your bone folder, squish it down like that. And again, just going to trim my edge up. Okay. So then what I'm going to do is here, just going to reinforce, just so that I've got a thicker, you know, thicker piece here. So, and, you know, actually, I was going to just do it halfway up, but to be honest, it makes no odds. So you could do it right down to the bottom, actually, like that. And then, of course, I can trim it up in a second. So just get that glued down where you want it to be, like that. Okay, go around with your glue spreader. Okay. Oh my goodness, look at what's happened to that paper. Oh dear, not making a very good job of this. Right, okay. But I mean, that's fine. It's on the inside. Nobody's going to see that piece. Okay, just mop my glue up. Cut that down here. Okay, and then this might be big enough to just pop in here. Yep, it is. So again, just take that over here. And I mean, this is just a very quick and easy way to show you just how to, you know, reinforce your paper basically so your actual pocket, oops, your pocket is thicker and stronger as well as your envelope flap. So again, just, you know, dab that glue all around, get your glue spreader, spread the glue like that, okey-dokey, like that. Okay, and then we're just going to again just trim that down across here like that, and down here like that. Okay, oops. And then along the edge here like that. Okay, and then let me just mop up my table there. Right, so then I'm just going to again take some more book page. This is going to fold up here like that, and then these are going to fold down here like that. So again, just want to kind of glue in my book page. Oh dear, sorry, pulling some doily in there. Oh, just in case we felt we needed some doily. Okay, right. And again, just kind of reinforce it there. This time, as you can see, I'm literally going down kind of, you know, halfway like that. Well, not even halfway actually, but just, you know, covering basically the flap. Okay, like that. And then again, just trim that off here along that edge. Trim it off here along that bit. Okay, and then we're going to do exactly the same here. Okay. Whoa. Oops. Went a bit crazy with the glue there. Okay. And we'll just spread the glue like that. Okay, whoops. Okay, let's just trim around here. Like, oh dear. And across here. There we go. Tidy that bit up. So again, what we've got is our pocket here. So we can just fold our pocket up. Again, just kind of gluing it down here and on either edge. And obviously my piece is pretty soggy now with glue. That's fine because it will obviously dry and then it will be fine. Okay, there we go, and there, down that side as well. There we go. And then what we're going to do here is again cut this out to that fold line at a sort of, you know, corner type shape, and then again take that corner across, you know, like we do with the tags when we cut the corners for the, you know, the top of the tags. Get that, and then just again use it as a template And again, over on this side, use it as a template, like that. Okie dokie. And that's it. Oops, I just need to just snip that little edge off, which is overhanging slightly. There we go. Looking really cute. And then again, you know, just fold that over for your, oops, for your little flaps there. Again, just kind of like go over that to reinforce with the bone folder. And then they just fold in like that. Aren't they just lovely? Really, really, really love them. And then, of course, you know, you could put little thumb holes in here or, you know, finish them off as you like, really. So I love that. Now, I have to say, for me, I much preferred that reinforced one to this one. This one, to me, this feels quite flimsy. This feels heavier and more sturdy. But again, you know, do what you kind of feel that you need to do, because I know that, you know, not everyone's going to have my problem of, you know, I'm going to tear the paper. So this one here, this is some of my inked papers that I've made recently, and it's in, I was going to say an 8x8, but it's not actually strictly an 8x8. It's just, you know, some paper that I kind of cut down. So again, I'm going to just kind of take it up to the sort of rough pocket size that I would like that. And then again, just squish that down with my bone folder. Okay. And I think for me, I'm going to, you know, reinforce this again because I really liked how that worked. So again, just want to kind of check which way round I would like this. So I'm thinking kind of tucked in here on this side. So squish that down there. Okay. Like that. Get my book page. Now I'm just going to trim this edge up because it's, you know, a little bit skew if you see what I mean. And actually so is my top, which I hadn't really noticed. I thought this was kind of a bit straighter than this. I hadn't realised it was so off. And actually I think that one is as well. Well, that one might be okay. Right, okay, so then again, I'm going to take this then and reinforce this section here. I mean, obviously this all adds to the, you know, how long it's going to take you to make your pieces. So if you're comfortable with not reinforcing, then, you know, that's really great because it's going to save you all of this time, you know, that I'm spending now reinforcing mine with the book page. But, you know, like I say, do it kind of as you feel. I mean, actually, the next one that I make will make out of some thicker paper, more like 200 or 250 GSM, and then hopefully you'll kind of see the difference then, you know, between whether you're wanting to reinforce your stuff or not, really. Okay, so again, just chop this down like that. Okay, and down on the edge. So this will be the last one I think that I'll probably talk you through, and then we'll just, you know, relax, have a nice catch up, and yeah, just kind of generally relax and have a bit of a chat and you know, have a nice time. But I'll just finish talking you through this final one. I always like to see things be made, you know, a couple of times through. So that's why I kind of like to do it this way, is because I think lots of us are a bit like that, in that, you know, it's nice and it's quite helpful to see things made a couple of times rather than just maybe once. So there we go. Again, lots of glue. I know. People are always telling me lately that I'm using way too much glue. I know. I just can't seem to get it quite right. I'm either using too much or not enough. So I always think err on the side of caution and think, well, too much is better than not enough, isn't it? Because at least my bits are properly stuck down then. Okay, so just snip this down here on the side. Okay, so that's my little pockets there. And then, oops, this is going to obviously be my fold over flap here. Okay. And again, just going to take this and cut it down. So again, just kind of like take that, oops, like that. Again, just use it as my little template to get the corners right, like that. And then this one here, oops, like that. Okay, and then again, just going to reinforce that with some book page, just so it's nice and sturdy. Okie dokie. Yeah, like I say, the next one I will do from some thicker paper in the first place, and then, you know, that's going to save a whole bunch of time not having to reinforce this, to be honest. But, you know, I think either is nice. I think it's nice to have some that are squishy and reinforced, you know, from like the copy paper. And I think there's some, you know, nice to have some that are sort of a bit more sturdy, made from, you know, thicker paper in the first place. I don't think there's a, you know, preference particularly. I think either are nice. And it's, you know, it's nice to have a variety, like I say. So, yeah, make some of each is good. Okie dokie. And cut down this side. And that one there. Okay, just again squishing that glue out because I noticed it wasn't really to the edge, so hopefully that's now gone closer to the edge and sort of, you know, glued it down properly now. Okay, and then again on this side, just kind of glue that down. Okay, like that. And like that. Okay, again, just glue that down. Okie dokie, and then just across here like that. Yeah, unfortunately, I haven't done Rachel's weekly challenge for a few weeks. I just haven't really had the chance, and it's a shame because they're really fun, and you know, it's really nice supporting one another, isn't it? But yeah, I've just had other things going on, but I will hopefully get back to join in with a couple more soon. You know, as soon as I can, I will. So, but I know that, you know, there's lots of you out there who do join in kind of almost religiously, which is really nice, isn't it? Okay. There we go. Come on. Right, okay, so that's those. And that's just going to fold up like that. Again, just kind of glue those pockets down so each side, fold them up like that. Okie dokie. Like that. There we go. And then I'm just going to check that my flaps fold over nicely. So again, just, you know, folding them back over. Oops. And again, I'm just going to take my bone folder and kind of squish them in like that. Okay. Like that. Okie dokie. There we go. So super, super, super nice, aren't they? Oops, I just need to trim that up a bit more on that side. Okay, so yep, I will stop talking about the process now. All I'm going to say is I'm going to make a couple out of some thicker paper, so hopefully then you can see what I mean about obviously not having to, you know, reinforce it so much. So yeah, but aside from that, I will now be a bit quiet about what I'm doing. So I think this is like 200 or this could be 250 GSM actually. It's pretty thick, this one. And this one's also been coffee dyed, which weirdly I often find coffee dyeing seems to make things feel thicker. I don't know whether I'm the only person who thinks that. And I'm sure that it doesn't, you know, thicken things. But I think, yeah, I think that's just sort of, I don't know, maybe it's even my imagination that's making me feel like it makes things thicker. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know as I've ever heard anyone else really say it, but okay. So again, just going to kind of go over like that. Okay. So, I mean, this actually, to be honest, now I've come to do this much thicker one, it may be that actually this is too thick. You know, it might be that actually the thinner ones work better. I don't know. But, you know, having said that, I love the fact that I'm not going to have to reinforce this at all because it's going to save me a ton of time, you know, which is awesome, obviously. And, you know, it's nice and thick, so it's much less prone to tearing, or I'm much less prone to tearing it, perhaps I should say. So again, just cut those corners. So yeah, I hope that everybody's been having a nice week. I hope you've all been, you know, doing some grafting and doing some nice projects. Obviously, and I know I say this all the time, I always film these on a Monday, unless for some reason, like if it's a bank holiday, I might kind of adjust the day, or if we're going on holiday, we might, you know, I might adjust the day or something. But generally, so for me, this is now Monday morning. It's horrible weather here today. We were really lucky. We had a run of gorgeous weather, which actually luckily just coincided with the school holidays, which, you know, the half term, which was awesome because it's very rare that the weather's lovely in the school holidays. So, I mean, we were very lucky there. Trying to think now when the weather changed. I think the weather changed, thinking maybe Wednesday. Thinking maybe Wednesday it changed last week. I can't really remember, to be honest. But yeah, definitely the weather's changed now. And this morning it was really, really chilly when I took my daughter to school. When I say really chilly, I mean probably not really by most people's definition, but you know, to me it felt pretty chilly. I've just got a long sleeve like t-shirt thing on. And yeah, I felt quite cold, to be honest, when I took her around to the school. I did wear a jacket, obviously, when I took her to school. But when I came then back home and took my jacket off, I thought, you know, I could do with a cardigan as well. I'm a bit warmer now. I'm upstairs, obviously, in the loft because it gets nice and cosy in here. But yeah, it was quite cold, I must say. Oops. Right. So just have to be a bit careful when the paper's thicker because obviously if your glue's not instant, when you fold them in, you know, that's going to happen until it's actually glued together. So yeah, I'm just going to run a bit more glue down there actually. Okay. Yeah, so anyway, that's the weather update. What else have we been up to? Well, last week, when I spoke to you guys last week, I was having a super busy week planned. So yeah, I had my super busy week, and I'm going to just take a bit of this one. So this is my Claridge's. Oh yeah, this is my Claridge's kit. Actually, just going to cut it down here. Yeah, had a super busy week planned. So that was last week. And yeah, it was really busy. Now I'm just wondering actually whether to do this upside down. Because when these fold in, the outside is then upside down, if you see what I mean. Although the inside is not, which is nice. Yeah, kind of wondering whether I prefer the outside or the inside to be upside down. Oh, I don't think it's going to matter too much with this one actually. So yeah, we'll just go for it like this. Yeah, so last week had a super busy week and what did we do? Oh, I can't remember now. It was that busy, I can't remember. I know that we were busy every week. On the Monday, so yeah, it was definitely, the weather was nice last Monday because we went to the beach after school, which was great fun. So yeah, had a lovely time at the beach. That was Monday. Tuesday, what did we do on Tuesday? Oh, Tuesday, because the yoga studio where I do yoga, they have reopened now. Their classes are smaller. They're kind of only taking about a third of the people that they could take before. But, you know, that's absolutely fine. So yeah, they had a class on last week, which I really like. So I went to yoga on Tuesday evening. Then Wednesday evening, my husband has my daughter, you know, picks her up from school and he looks after her for a couple of hours. So my sons and I, we went to the cinema and had like mum and son time. Mum and son's time. So that was really nice. We went to see The Hitman's Bodyguard's Wife. For some reason, that's a mouthful for me. Yeah, so that was what we did on Wednesday. Had a nice time. I have to say, like, super quiet in that cinema. It's just really bizarre. I mean, because, you know, I mean, I'm not saying there's lots of films out. Of course, there's not really. But, I mean, there's a few films out, which, you know, surprising, to be honest, that there's as many films actually as there are. Anyway, we went and watched that. It was okay. I mean, I think I talked about it last week, saying we were planning on going to see it. And obviously it's got that handsome, lovely Ryan Reynolds. So, yeah, that was nice to watch. Yeah, so that was Wednesday. On the Thursday, I'd talked about the circus. Now, what I actually didn't realise, I'd forgotten, I'm like the world's worst person when it comes to remembering things, to be honest. So, yeah, I hadn't realised it was my second jab on Thursday. So, it was all very rushy. So what I decided, my sister was also having her second jab. So what we decided, like amongst us and the children, was my sons, both of them, and my eldest son's girlfriend as well. They were all going to go to the circus and take both my daughter and my sister's little boy, who he's just like a year older than my daughter. So, you know, that's really nice. So they went to the circus because it was literally coinciding with the same time as our jabs. So, yeah, they took them to the circus. And then my sister and I, we were going to what they call boot camp. So they had this offer on where you got 10 sessions for £10 at the moment for the boot camp. Oh, my goodness. Wow. It was absolutely chucking it down with rain on Thursday. Chucking it down. Like, I mean, like, really, 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 really pouring. You know, yeah, just ridiculous. I mean, to the point, actually, we drove to, like, the CrossFit, which actually was on the same field as the circus, which, to be fair, we didn't really need to drive to because it's, like, very close to my house. But we drove because it was just so, you know, heavily raining. I mean, the irony, you know. So, anyway, we got to the car park, you know, and, I mean, I was laughing because I said to my sister, you know, I mean, the ridiculous thing is I don't even want to get out and get the car park ticket, you know, because we're going to get so wet. And she was laughing, saying the same thing. And there we were, about to get out of the car to do this CrossFit. I'm going to cut this down, I think, at either end. Oh, no, I'm not going to. Yeah, I think I am. Yeah, the irony was, you know, neither of us even wanted to get out to get the car park ticket because it was so wet. And there we were going to this CrossFit thing. Sorry, not CrossFit, boot camp. I say CrossFit because actually it's quite similar to the CrossFit. You know, and we were laughing and we met up with my sister's friend as well. She was also coming, who I'd never met her before. She was a lovely lady. Yeah, so we were all kind of in the car park and laughing and saying, oh my gosh, you know, what are we thinking? And we all kind of said, you know, well, if you'd have cried off, I'd have been pleased, you know, well, I wouldn't have come if you hadn't have been coming, and, you know, but hey, it was like safety in numbers kind of situation. We all kind of spurred one another on. So, yeah, we did go and we did do it. Well, it was just hilarious because despite the fact, you know, none of us even wanted to get out at the car park to get the car park ticket. I'm not kidding. Within like, you know, 3 minutes or even about a minute and a half of the warm-up, do you know what he had us doing? As part of the warm-up, so we were kind of like jogging around in a circle and things. And there were about 40 people there. It was, you know, a popular class, I have to say. Especially given how foul the weather was. It was, you know, shockingly popular. yeah, within about a minute and a half of that warm-up, he then said, get down on your hands and knees, like kind of commando-ish style, crawling on the grass in the field, in the rain. Well, I couldn't believe it. I thought, are you kidding me? You know, didn't even want to get out and get the car park ticket. And now, look at us now. We're now crawling around in the actual mud. I mean, actually, to be fair, it wasn't too muddy. However, they had recently cut the grass. So, I mean, we were like literally covered in grass everywhere from head to toe. You know, wet grass all over us. But I guess he did that to kind of like try and just get everyone to overcome the, oh gosh, you know, it's raining, I don't want to get wet kind of feelings. Anyway, we did this boot camp. It was an hour's class. So, and obviously the circus finished whilst we were at the boot camp, and, you know, we could see the circus tent on the field because it was on the same field. So yeah, you know, that kind of worked out really well. But oh my goodness, it was so funny because, I mean, when we left, my sister had been on the Tuesday. I hadn't, because I like this yoga class that I go to. So she had been on the Tuesday, and she said to me, what did you think? Well, I mean, in some sort of weird sadistic way, I kind of liked it. I'm not saying that I won't be literally feeling sick and dreading going this week, because I probably will. You know, some things are like that, aren't they? Even if you do quite like them, they're such hard work that, you know, the thought of going kind of terrifies you. Well, I find that anyway. I don't know if I'm the only person. But it was quite, you know, quite fun, I guess, in a sort of weird way. I mean, the funniest thing really was that, you know, within a few minutes of doing it, you don't really feel wet anymore, because you are by that point so drenched, like so drenched that you couldn't get any wetter, to be honest. You are like the wettest you're going to be. You know, it's like you've just stepped into a shower with your clothes on. So weirdly, the water, you know, and the rain didn't kind of really, you know, bother us that much. It was like water off a duck's back. Excuse the pun. Yeah, after a few minutes. So yeah, anyway, that was what we did on Thursday, and yeah, it was kind of fun. So like I say, obviously I've signed up to this 10 sessions for £10, like, you know, initial offer. So of course I shall be doing it again to do my 10 sessions. Whether or not I would continue after that, I'm not too sure, to be honest. But yeah, it was good fun to do for a change. So yeah, quite liked it. Right, let's see how many that we've done here. So we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So not bad. So let's decorate one up. And I'm thinking let's just do like the first one, mainly on the basis that the others are still quite wet. So, I mean, this is still quite soggy, to be honest, but it's probably less soggy than the rest. So, you know, hopefully I've got a bit less chance of like gluing it all in on itself, if you see what I mean. Because that's a bit of a problem that I seem to do quite a lot. Now, as it happens, this just happened to all be on my desk. I haven't brought it in for the mass making, but it was here for something else that I have been making recently. So yeah, I'm going to just go and use some of these bits to decorate this up. So just squish this down like that. I could probably take these down, to be honest, further, but oh well, we'll just leave them like that. Right, okay. Let's see what we've got here. So it's going to obviously be folded over like this. Okay. Oh, I don't know now. I mean, I like... that's going to be too big. Okay. Yeah, the funny thing was, it was lots of upper body work. And, you know, I know I've talked about this before, but I mean, I do my kind of, you know, my workout, as I call it, every day. Every morning I just get up and I, you know, go downstairs and do a workout. And, you know, yeah, I mean, I don't know, you know, whether other people would really think it was much of one, but yeah, I do my workout. And you know, but the funny thing is, I mean, I very rarely do like strength training, if you know what I mean. So I kind of tend to focus on like cardio type stuff. So in the boot camp last week, there was lots of, you know, what they would call like strength training, upper body type lifting of things, which, you know, that's a struggle for me because, you know, I don't do very much of that. So yeah, I found it very, very, very intense doing all of that. And wow, I mean, some of those things are really heavy. So like, I mean, one of the things that we were doing was just like kind of lifting this like a tire, a regular car tire, not like a big tractor tire or anything like that, but a regular car tire over your head. And now I'm thinking it was maybe like 1.5 minutes. I think maybe 1.5 minutes of doing that, which probably doesn't really sound that much. I mean, perhaps it wasn't even regular car tire. Perhaps it was like one of those small motorbikes. I don't know. I mean, it, you know, they weren't massive, but my goodness, were they heavy. You know, like, I mean, not at first, you kind of picked it up and thought, oh, that's not going to be too bad. Oh my gosh, within like a few minutes, they were killing your arms. Absolutely killing your arms. So, yeah, quite hard. But to be honest, I mean, that's just, you know, goes to show that really I need to do more strength training because, you know, clearly my body is, you know, in need of more of a kind of workout in my arms and my upper body. So, you know, yeah, hopefully that kind of will be a good thing, even though obviously at the time it feels like the worst thing that you could imagine. But yeah, anyway, it was fun. So, well, I don't know whether fun is the right word, I have to be honest, but yeah, it was something anyway. Oh, and the other really good news is my middle son. I know I talked about that new gym that we've got opened nearby us now, which is incredible, you know, brilliant, because it's the first like proper sort of gym that we've had ever before, because yeah, we've just never really had one where I lived before. You know, we've had like the public like swimming bars things, or we've had these very expensive kind of elite type gyms, which, you know, no one can really afford to join. So for the first time ever, we've got just like one of these, I don't know really what they would call them, but, you know, like a group of gyms, you know, rather than like an independent one or anything, which is therefore obviously really, really, really great value. And it's open 24/7. So, you know, really, really chuffed. Well, anyway, I joined it, you know, a few weeks ago when they first opened. And yeah, I'd kept on at my middle son to join it, and, you know, he kept kind of saying he didn't want to, and I think he just felt too self-conscious to join it really, which was such a shame, because I just kept thinking, well, he's going to absolutely love it, you know. Anyway, he, you know, he didn't want to, and yeah, was obviously feeling very self-conscious. He's finally joined it. So he joined it, I think he joined it on Thursday. Lots of his kind of friends from school and things go there, so I think that kind of maybe spurred him on. But I think it was Thursday he joined it. So it's awesome. He's been every single day, would you believe, since then. So yeah, he's going more than any of us. So, you know, he's gone from kind of, you know, too nervous and kind of, oh, I'm not sure I want to join, to, oh my goodness, now you can't get him out of there. So I'm really, really, really pleased for him, because, you know, I was worried that obviously I would force him to go and then he would hate it. Or I was worried that he just wouldn't even give it a try. And I thought that he would love it, if you see what I mean. So either way, it's all good. It turned out better than I'd hoped. So yeah, really chuffed that A, he went and tried it, and B, he really, really loves it. And, you know, like I say, the joke of it is he's actually gone more than any of us now. So, you know, that's really, really nice, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, I went with him the first day that he went. And you know what it's like, kind of, you know, we went in, and of course I said, oh, well, I won't speak to you while we're there, you know, because obviously who wants their mum speaking to them as a teenager, you know, in a gym, in a public place. So yeah, I just kind of said, well, you know, I won't speak to you obviously when we go in. I just told him like where you have to go for this and for that and how you get in, because you have to like enter a code and stuff. And then, you know, just like maybe told him like how to check out this on the equipment, or, you know, various things. And then, you know, we did our own thing. And obviously I could see him a couple of times and was just thinking, oh, I hope he's really enjoying it. You know, you can't really tell, can you, with kids? And I thought, oh, you know, I hope when we get out, he's not going to kind of be, oh, Mum, why were you so long? You know, I was hating it and I wanted to go, you know, like kids are. I couldn't gauge it really. Anyway, I sort of caught his eye at one point and just kind of like did that to say like, you know, 10 minutes kind of thing. Yeah, I did that twice. I obviously in real life, I'd just done it once to say 10 minutes. Yeah, and then obviously, you know, we did then leave in 10 minutes time. And as soon as we got outside, he looked at me with the biggest booming smile going. So I felt so relieved. He said to me, oh, that was banging. Honestly, I mean, the language that children use now, that was banging. That was his word for it, which if you're in any doubt, you know, yeah, that meant it was awesome. He loved it. So, yeah, he was so chuffed. And he was then like, oh, thank you so much for taking me. Thank you for going on about it. I really, really loved it. Oh, thank you. I can't wait to go again. So, yeah, he absolutely really, really, really did love it. So I was so chuffed that he actually did love it. Yeah, and really nice that he's got something to kind of be doing as well. So, and he's been with his brother since and stuff. And, you know, I mean, hopefully it might be something nice that they can do together as well. You know, I mean, they get on okay, but they don't really kind of do anything much together, to be honest. I mean, it's a shame because they could do quite a bit together, but yeah, they don't. I thought that might fit on there. I mean, who's I kidding? It's massive, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, they could do more together, but they don't. But, you know, I mean, hey, I did nothing with my sister when, you know, when we were young. So, you know, it's not like you have to do things with your sibling, is it? But yeah, they did go to the gym together, so that was really, really lovely for them. And yeah, as I say, he really, really loved it. So yeah, really, really nice. So it seems like our last week has been, you know, all about the exercise really, which, yeah, it's been good. Right, just checking whether I've got anything else that I want to have here. Oh, I've got like couple of little tab things. Just wondering whether I should have some book page or something like just behind here. Okay. Oops. Let me just see what else I've got. Oh goodness, what else have I got? Let's try this bit of book page here. Okay. I mean, that book page, it just sort of makes that stand out slightly more, you know, where it was kind of almost struggling to make its presence known, I felt. So, yeah, just have that kind of on there. Oh, and the other thing, started watching that thing called Your Honour. I suddenly noticed that there was this offer for, you know, like Now TV, which we'd had Now TV before. And then, of course, you know, you feel like you've watched everything on there. So we cancelled it. And, you know, obviously we've got Prime because I have Prime for the, you know, next day delivery. And it just, you know, Prime comes with obviously the movies, doesn't it? So, you know, of course we have that. And we've got Netflix, you know, because of course, you know, the children, they want Netflix. So we've got those two. So of course I wasn't, you know, don't need to have three things. Anyway, we had the Now TV like offer to be able to subscribe to that for 2 months for £1 each month. Well, I mean, you can't not, can you, for £1 per month. So yeah, I've subscribed to that. And the awesome thing is there's a series on there called Your Honour. It's with that Bryan Cranston, you know, who was in Breaking Bad. It's with him in there, or in it. And yeah, I've wanted to see it for ages because I heard them talking about it on TV once and it sounded really, really great. But like I say, you know, obviously I didn't have Now TV to be able to watch it. So really, really, really chuffed because I started watching that, I think it was maybe Saturday. Oh, it's really good. It's really good. I don't know how many episodes there are, but I'm thinking I need to slow down now watching it because otherwise, before I know it, it'll be finished. And then I'll be gutted because, yeah, it'll be over and done with. So, yeah, I need to kind of slow down watching that a little bit, I think. But, yeah, it's really good so far. So, really, really enjoying that one. I don't want to spoil it for people. But, yeah, I'll just kind of tell you the, you know, the basic sort of plot is, you know, there's this... well, he looks like a teenager lad. He goes out and he ends up having a car crash and he has a collision and he kills this boy. And it turns out that the boy who he kills is the son of one of the biggest crime families in, I think it's in New York. Yeah. So, of course, you know, that would be terrifying. I mean, obviously horrendous to have, you know, killed somebody anyway, but doubly terrifying because it turned out that, you know, this person he killed was actually, yeah, the son of one of the biggest crime families in the state. So he well, he doesn't know this at the time, but I guess he goes into like panic mode of, oh my gosh, what do I do? Goes home, you know, and then tells his dad what's happened. His dad just happens to be like a, you know, federal court judge. So I guess that's an extra sort of complication, really. And his dad, I can't remember now whether he sees it on the news and, you know, puts two and two together who the person is that his son's killed. But yeah, he obviously then, you know, realises who his son has killed and is then like, there's no way that you can confess to this because this is one of the biggest crime families in, you know, in New York and they will literally kill you. So he kind of goes about, you know, with his son. Well, not really with his son, actually, because his son is kind of in bits, you know. So it's just him really trying to cover up the crime and get rid of evidence and things. Now, I won't say any more because it kind of goes on from there, you know. But yeah, it's good. So enjoying it a lot at the moment. So that Bryan Cranston, I mean, he's really good, isn't he? And yeah, he's playing the part really well. I mean, obviously watched him in Breaking Bad and this is such a completely different sort of part for him. I have seen him in a couple of films actually as well, but I can't remember what they were. But yeah, it's really good. Really good. Right, just thinking I need to cut this tag down a bit because it's actually pretty big, which then is, you know, not really holding that down very well. So hopefully if it's shorter, it might do a better job of holding that closed. Right, let's just glue this down. Okay, like that. Oh dear. A lot of glue there has now oozed out. I must have really overdone the hot glue there. Okay. Okay, looking good. We finally finished it. Sorry for all that rambling. It seemed to go off at a tangent, didn't it? So, yeah, I'll just quickly ink this up a little bit. Mainly, obviously, on the book page, really. And again, obviously, in here. Oh, gosh, now I've glued that under that circle, would you believe? Oh, what is wrong with me? Oh, why do I do these things so often? Oh, honestly. Okay, there we go. Right, that just holds that closed like that. That one, I'll just leave that kind of flapping. But yeah, isn't that just such a lovely pocket? I really, really, really love them. And to be honest, I mean, I would probably just paper clip that in. But of course you could, you know, you could glue it onto a page. But yeah, they're gorgeous, aren't they? So can't claim it as my idea. Like I say, completely Rachel from Roxy Creations, her idea. So thank you so much, Rachel, if you happen to watch this. And yeah, I hope that you have a great time if you make some of these or if you've already made some. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic week. But in the meantime, hopefully see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much. Thanks, Em. Bye.